Yes.
Never.
Congrats. Oh, sorry.
Congratulations.
Nobody wins.
Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose.
This is true.
Sometimes you gotta know when to drink the booze.
Always.
I hear rolling.
It's me.
They see her rolling.
They hate him.
Hmm. Well, happy people. Let's dive right in.
Yay.
Assuming you guys did last game, if you did, and you contributed to the story notes, give yourself some inspiration. If you didn't, then don't. If somebody's going to start the inspiration, I'm sorry, if someone's going to start the investigator note for this time, please feel free. But we left off as you were crossing the Seabridge Causeway. And let me bring that up. I am pulling up the causeway now. Actually, we finished that, so we don't need the causeway map. So that's even better.
I was
But
gonna say, I thought we finished that because the guy we freed was like, "Oh,
correct, Brennan Quall promised to vouch for you since you helped him, and he told you that there were gnolls that never really attack fortified structures. They tend to roam the wastes and attack travelers, but never like a fortified causeway like this. Was very unusual. And that's where we left off. So, with that happiness, we will be picking up. I don't believe we took any type of rest based on the life status, but it was an option if you guys wanted to.
Thought maybe we took a short rest.
That is an option. I don't know if I applied it yet. I usually don't apply them right at the end of a game unless it's a long rest, but I will apply another short rest just in case. And if you want to use any healing, you now have that option.
whoa, we were really moving."
Yes, you were. Nobody else has that map open, just you.
Ah,
I don't know if you guys get it, but I got a little picture in the bottom left that shows me who's looking at what map.
we don't get it.
Nope, we do not.
It's only you. I clicked the map, but nothing happened. There it goes. And then it just opened again.
I don't know about that. I didn't do anything there, but it looks like you have it. So, as you guys are now a little burnt, a little charred, some of you have used some healing, Arthanis. And if you guys are ready to continue, you're right about midday. So you got about half a day's worth of travel, or 2 hexes, if you are interested.
I don't know if we need. Well, definitely because we're going into the green space there, right?
That was what I believed was your intention, yes, and that is the direction Brennan tells you the capital city of Tree Belbit is.
I mean, I think that's
And
where
that
we
is
need to
where we
go.
believe, because we never got like a location per se. We just knew we were dropping it off to the Baron here, right? The
Yes,
caravan. Yeah.
and that
Seems
is where you're
reasonable.
driving it.
Makes sense. Then I guess that's where we go. Yeah.
How fortuitous.
How fortuitous. So that chasm off to your left, I'm sorry, your right as you're crossing, is a dry riverbed blocked by this causeway, but it's pretty deep and 30 feet deep. As you do travel into the inner area, as expected, you do notice that it does grow greener. The whole area is springing to life. The shrubs that you have been seeing across the barren wastes are noticeably more vibrant in this region. It's a vast difference from the shores that you've been traveling through for the last 2 days, 3 days. In the past few miles, as you've left the causeway, you're starting to see squat trees. I mean, admittedly, none of them are more than 10 feet tall, but they're still trees. They grow along the highway, and along that highway, there are large clumps of pale green moss, and it's growing in the shadows of the trees. And after about 2 hours of traveling, you see around that lake a small homestead right beside that lake. There's smoke wafting from a chimney, and there are numerous triangular structures, maybe just a few feet in length, positioned in very neat rows, maybe 7 or 8 wide and probably 10 long. So I mean, it's a field of these structures.
Along our journey, I would have collected some samples of like the dirt, the moss, the grass, anything I can kind of just inspect later while we rest.
Duly noted. So it's up to you guys whether you want to stop or continue. Brennan tells you this is a moss farm. You're welcome to stop and talk to the locals. They're not always super friendly with off-worlders, because off-worlders have caused quite a bit of headache. But that being said, some of them are friendlier, and Tree Belbit is probably going to be reached about midday tomorrow.
So, I mean, we need to make camp anyway, right?
You do in the near future.
I wonder if one of these. You said these are moss farms?
The one you see is a moss farm, yes.
I wonder if there's a place where we can make camp. Wonder if they'll let us make camp on their property.
I suppose we could ask.
Mm-hmm.
We won't bother them or nothing.
You miss 100% of the shots you don't take.
I'll look over at Hazel or Mars. Judging
Hazel.
by demeanor, which one is it right now?
Hazel.
Hazel, do you want to lead us over there and say hi? You have a bubbly personality.
Uh, Sure.
You're very
I
good
can
at
give it a
suggesting.
shot. I am.
You're very persuasive.
I don't know if I want to suggest them into doing anything quite yet.
No,
But
we don't
you
need.
are persuasive.
I didn't mean to use magic. I simply meant like just chat with them and see if they're willing to give us shelter.
Yep, I can go over.
They don't need to necessarily give us shelter, just allow us to, make camp on their land.
Sure, sure. Let's all head over.
That sounds like this I knew when you live in this tiny hut.
Oh. I'll walk over and say, "Howdy. How y'all doing around here?"
As you approach, you notice that the structures are actually lean-tos. They're tents, fairly close to the ground. They are enclosed triangular lean-tos crafted from wooden spindles and sheets of cloth. The fronts of all of them are open, and beneath the shade of all of these little lean-tos is cultivated moss, almost in the same fashion you saw under those trees, except you notice these are thicker beds of moss because as obviously the sun moves across the sky, the shade from the tree doesn't stay in the same place, but as designed, these lean-tos by design keep the shade, so they have much more time in the shade. And almost immediately as you are walking up, you see that just in the front row of those 7 lean-tos, there's numerous different colorations of that moss, and a black feathered tengu walks out.
Well, hello there. Can you speak common?
The creature walks out, and it seems to have a croaky voice, but it does seem to speak common, as it says, "Greetings."
Well, how are you doing today? We were looking for a fine place to do a little bit of respite, if you don't mind. If you don't mind us just making camp on your land.
It gives you a slightly puzzled look as it tries to distinguish your words before it croaks out in its raspy voice that seems to match the fact that it is more of an avian. And it says, "Who are you?"
Well, my name's Hazel. This is my party here. Would you like introductions of everyone, or you good just with me for now?
You're fine for now. Where are you going?
Hazel like leans back to Artan. It's like, who are we talking to? Who do we need to go talk to?
We
Or
are
I guess mentally into his head. Actually, he doesn't have to lean back.
to Velvet, I believe it's pronounced, or something like that, and the
Tree
capital,
Belbit.
anyways. The capital. We have a shipment for the Baron.
Right. Yeah, we're going to Tree Belbit. We're just looking to settle down for the night. We got a delivery for them.
Roll a persuasion check.
Alrighty.
He listens to your case before saying, "You're welcome to make camp anywhere not in a patch of moss. As long as you don't disrupt the farm, you are welcome to take what you need from the pond or
Oh, no, I think we got what we need, but thank you for your kindness and your hospitality.
He seems to still be struggling with the speech, but he gives a nod and makes a motion towards a large area that the wagons could circle and the party could set up camp.
Perfect. All right, we're good to go. Sorry about the accent, guys. I just find it easier to talk to new people if I pretend to be somebody else.
Well, it worked, so
I mean, whatever works, right?
whatever.
He seemed to have a hard time
Mhm.
understanding me, though, so maybe I should rethink my strategy in the future.
I think he was real nice.
Oh, thank you.
You did a great job.
Oh, I try my best.
What is that accent, anyways? Like Icewind Dale, or?
Dudalian, actually, yeah.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Don't ask me where I got it from.
Well, now I'm curious.
Oh, I just don't remember.
Well, that's fair.
That's why I said just don't ask, because I can't tell you. Probably just picked up from passerbys. Anyway, so let's set up camp. Hunker
Yeah,
down for the night.
yeah. I think even though we're welcome here, we should still maybe post our own guards.
Oh, absolutely.
Yep. I'll take a watch.
Nalka raises their hand.
Azu
will
will
take-
also do a watch.
I will take second watch.
Third it is.
Yeah, I'll stay. I'll do the third watch with Kazu.
Okie dokie.
Alrighty. If you want to give me a round of active perception checks, if you are standing watch, that is.
Yeah. Perception.
I will be stealthing while I'm doing my perception watch, Tony.
Noted. Fair enough. Looks like the perception checks are all done. The party rests the night, and the night is passed uneventfully. Right around 2 hours before morning, the Tengu farmer that you met makes his way out, begins adjusting the lean-tos in such a way as to ensure the morning sun does not cast sun into the lean-tos, and begins a myriad of other assorted chores on his farm, as he seems to start before sunup. I'm applying the long rest now. For those of you who want to change your spells, you may change your spells.
What spells do you guys want me to take today?
As long as you got cure wounds on you.
Yeah, I got cure wounds.
Cure wounds is the permanent spell.
Yeah, I don't really know what we need for utility-wise.
Yeah.
So have you got cure wounds prepared? I still have comprehend languages, identify, jump, and shield. Shield and Thunderwave are always prepared, so that clearly.
I don't suppose anybody has anything that would assist us in a quick escape if we need it. It's hard to say
Oh, you mean-
how welcome we'll be when we get there.
I mean,
I
like,
have-
expedite retreat?
Yeah.
I feel like I have something like that.
I've got Expeditious
Yeah.
Retreat, I've got Feathered Fall, I've got Longstrider.
I've got one spell that teleports me and one other person 300 feet. It's not that great, but at least gets me a head start.
Let's see.
My
I can
spell's only good if
prepare-
I talk to one other person, so.
Expeditious retreat. Oh, that's a self. Maybe sanctuary would be better. Yeah, that's I was looking at too.
What does this Longstrider spell do?
Longstrider basically gets additional 10 feet of movement for up to an hour.
Well, that could be good. I guess we'd have to know when to use it.
This thing is, I can only touch one creature per spell slot unless they cast it at second level. I can target one additional creature for every spell slot level up first. But snare could also possibly be useful too. Just if nothing else to really like prevent anyone from pursuing us.
And while I don't necessarily mind sleeping outside and continuing what we've been doing, does anyone have the capabilities of creating some type of abode for us for a period?
Nope.
Mm,
You could buy a tent.
Yeah, I know how to make a tent. I was just about to say.
I mean, I could probably build you a boat. I just couldn't do it in 8 hours.
There's a really good spell that you could use called Buy a Fucking Tent, but it has somatic components where you set the poles up.
I could probably get it at a discount.
Maybe hammer some stakes in. But it's like a really long somatic component. It's like an hour casting time.
It's
It's
just a
one of them
ritual.
ritual spells.
Yeah. Doesn't take a
No,
slot.
no one's got time
Yeah,
for that.
it doesn't even take a spell slot.
Mm-mm.
Now we could just kill the Kenku here and then
Kill him.
take their tents.
no.
No. No thanks.
No.
No violence.
Don't we?
I was joking, by the way.
I can never tell with you.
Yeah.
That would be undue suffering, and that's
That's
not
what I
we
was
need.
thinking. I was gonna say that, and I was like,
We don't necessarily know for sure if it's undue.
That's true. You could, yeah,
is
that's
true.
true.
could have something vicious in that tent. Somebody should probably scope it out. He was pretty. Well, actually, I wasn't awake for that. Never mind.
Sorry, I'm just over here stirring the pot.
Oh no.
That's not water from the pond. That's me stirring the pot.
Oh, we better get going before we make a mistake.
Probably.
All right, the party's looking to travel towards Tree Velvet.
Rebel bit. We're on our way.
All right, and the caravan moves on, traveling along this small little area. You do notice that the vegetation continues to grow and is quite nice. You start to realize right about here, there's the road itself that you're traveling along is starting to become more and more maintained, more of a stone highway. It's only one wagon wide, so they are having to go single file. But as you travel across this area, you are using the stone highway and moving much faster. And eventually, the stone highway broadens as it starts to rise up a hill towards a small city overlooking the forested trees that are now roughly 15 feet high. And the wall of the city is 20 feet tall and surrounds the entire settlement. It is not akin to some of the other areas that you've seen on the Prime where the city itself is encased in a wall, but there's farms outside right up against the wall, though obviously you just stayed at a farm. There's none right outside the wall. If you are curious about that OF there, it says the
OnlyFans?
Barony of Maribek. I did a lot of Photoshop to make these maps functional, but I didn't want to remove the Barony of Maribek or, OnlyFans. Everybody's got to pay bills, right?
$20, $20.
I don't think anybody heard that.
But the 20-foot wall, in this case, not only surrounds the entire settlement, but has numerous armed watchtowers every 30 feet. And the walls are covered in a ubiquitous moss blanket, and it grows on every surface, giving the walls, as you're approaching it towards the later midday, maybe around 1 or 2. So as the sun is just starting its descent, it's casting a greenish hue onto the walls of Tree Velvet as you approach it. Let me switch you maps here and send you a new one so you can minimize that one if you have it up still. So as you are approaching this wall with your caravan of 4 wagons, a red-haired woman stands on the gatehouse, walks up to with the edge of the gatehouse, and appears to have a handful of guards behind her, somewhere between maybe 4 to 8. And she is wearing armor, and as you are approaching right about earshot, she demands that you sheathe any weapons that are not sheathed, keep your hands in sight, and approach the watchtower and make your intentions known.
Hazel has no weapons. Well, sheathes everything. Everything is already sheathed. Walks up. It says, "We've come to make a delivery for the Baron." That's what the carts are. I'm assuming this is the watchtower. Where's the watchtower?
It is.
Okay.
Not sure
Uh-oh.
if all those will show up, but they should.
Yep.
There we go. That's unlocked.
She looked like a dude.
Because I didn't remake this.
Okay.
That is the let's see. That is the standard non-gender specific any alignment medium humanoid guard captain. Because
Even though it has a beard.
even though it has a beard, because I like the
dwarf.
story, but I despise the art. I want you guys to take a nice look at that wall, and I'm gonna, this is the description. I think I shared it with Eddie a while ago. It says, the brown stone with purple veins.
Yeah.
Definitely not brown, but
And I don't
Ah.
see any purple veining.
nobody does. But setting that aside, that's the tokens they gave me, and I didn't change them. But focus, like squint a little and see a red-haired female human.
Like all of the city guards.
Exactly. Right? And here are your red-haired city guards to represent the non-specific general human, and here's the bearded, black-haired man to represent the red-haired woman. Fail. I actually
sure
did
they're not
reach out
dwarves?
to the owners, the people who made this, and asked them if they wanted it professionally converted, and they never replied to me.
Bastards.
Thinkers.
But the guard captain, young woman, asks you to, if you are off-worlders.
No.
Don't lie.
Why? I thought they didn't like off-worlders.
They don't, but the caravan are worlders.
So we're not completely lying. I'm saying in your head. 'Cause I have that ability.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh.
No, we're not off-worlders. We were born here.
No.
All right.
In the lands of dust.
You fool, she says. No one was born here.
Imagine.
Well, Brennan vouches for you.
What an idiot.
Not what you're saying, but he says that you rescued him and you are good people. He seems to be intentionally avoiding the off-worlder question. And let's go ahead and start with the first claim that you are escorting your caravan. That's going to be a persuasion check. Make it at advantage with Brennan's backing.
Yep.
Just thinking back to, yeah, we have a deal with Kobek. Oh, who's Kobek?
Yeah.
The ancient hero of legend who died thousands of years ago.
Lying always works out for us, guys.
So with that, you successfully, obviously, pass as escorting this caravan. They have been expecting it, but the question about off-worlders is going to be a deception check, though you still get advantage for Brennan helping.
Nice.
Wow.
Don't worry, guys. I got this.
The guard captain, Sibylla, makes a motion, and two of the guards come out and inspect the wagons to verify that they are what you say they are, that they have Chag shell armor, and they are investigating the authenticity of the armor. She asks you who, and in a scrutinizing way, who provided you this shipment of Chag shell armor? What settlement?
It was Willie. What was the settlement
Wooly.
again?
Wooly.
Wooly. Sorry, Wooly, not Willie.
Fort Buckle.
Fort Buckle. Wooly from Fort Buckle.
A goblin of some repute, no?
If you like that kind of goblet.
He wasn't a goblin.
Yeah, he wasn't
No,
a
goblet.
goblin.
Oh, I thought you said goblet. Because I thought he was referring to the beer that Wooly always fucking offers everybody. That was
Oh
my
my
bad.
goodness.
Nice save.
No, sorry.
Pretty sure he was a.
No, he's a were-rat. That was Tanner. That was all Tanner.
She, as the guards turn back and indicate that they have confirmed that you're transporting Chag shell armor, she seems to be very suspicious, but she doesn't seem to have any more questions. You're clearly not off-worlders, and you know enough details that you are bringing the shipment from Fort Buckle. She makes a motion down below, and the gates are unlocked and pulled open. Her initial attitude seemed kind of hostile because apparently this is not a very super welcoming place to people coming from the outside. But between your lies, your shipment, and your verification of knowledge from Fort Buckle, she has been slightly warmed to indifference. She's tolerant of your presence.
Fair.
But she makes a motion for you and your wagons to enter the city.
Perfect. I guess let's carry on then. Do you have like a pass or something, or like a city pass to get through, or a fee?
Are we just good to go?
We're just good to go.
Give me 1 second. I'm going to move everybody inside.
Meanwhile, as they pass, Techno just kind of turns around and gives them most charming, flashy, winningest smile. As if not,
Oh no, a guard's on top of me. I got jumped.
Oh no.
So she essentially lets you know that you are going to be allowed in the city under the presumption of good intention, but that can be revoked at any time. She lets you know that the city is small, but so long as you cause no disruptions, you are welcome to move about as you see fit. And she orders the gate closed behind you. The wagons let you know that they can make their way as they need, and they no longer need to be handheld, essentially. And they will go about their way. I believe, don't quote me, you guys might have to check, but I believe you guys were already paid. So there's that. Because you guys were paid ahead of time.
I thought we were paid half. I don't remember.
I thought we were paid a quarter.
That was it. That was it.
No, we were paid a nickel.
Mm.
So you find yourself inside of Tree Velvet, and the area directly in front of you, and I mean directly in front of you, like 20 feet in front of the gate, is a tavern. The building directly in front of you. So, and the door is open as it is standing open. It is a stone building with a brown shingled roof, almost a thatched. You notice that the stone is like the causeways and the walls of tree velvet. It, though, again, sorry about the map, it is not showing, but there it is brown stone with purple veins running through it, just marbling, the same stone you've seen pretty much since you left the Barony of Dust, but a sour smell seems to be wafting out that open doorway ahead. The sign says Mossbeard's Ale House.
Sweet fucking name.
There's a couple signs, street signs, indicators. One of them says General Store to the south, and one of them says Mayor's House, pointing deeper into the city.
Is the guard still above us on the wall there?
Yes, and you notice this place is pretty heavily guarded for, I mean, the town itself is not massive. That being said, like the gate itself has 5 guards on it, and there are numerous guard towers all around. I'm going to lift the line of sight just because it's cumbersome in this setting. It's good when you get here, but there's not enough. What's the nice way to say it? The people who made these maps suck ass so bad there's not details to hide.
Fucking brutal.
And we can't see inside the buildings anyway, so it works out.
Yeah, I put lighting on it, but that's, yeah. Let me go ahead and hide what they put in these buildings from you.
Incredible.
I knew it. They have an indoor pool.
It's, and I really wanted to make the maps, but it would take me months to redo these maps, and a lot of it isn't, you know, like redoing the general store. It'd take me probably, if I did it right to my standard, probably 6 to 8 hours worth of work for 10 minutes of game time. So it just can't justify it.
Yeah, not worth it.
But that being said, I lifted the line of sight for most of the buildings and the city, so you can get a kind of an idea of what you're looking at. And it looks like Eddie had to step away, so it's a good time to take a drink break. Everybody can grab a drink, and we'll get started and finish up as you guys move about the city.
I don't want to drink, Tony.
Then sit there
I
and
wanna play some
dehydrate.
Fucking
Yeah.
D&D.
I will be right back.
Silly.
If you don't want to drink,
Tony.
then don't drink. Be parched.
Hey Tony,
Yes,
does
ma'am.
this tavern have any sweet tattoos?
There are no tattoo artists in this tavern.
Nobody gets tattoos ever again.
Oh no. Ah.
I'm back.
Unfortunately, you'll need to rejoin the server.
Good.
Yeah.
I was about to say I just came back and I found myself kicked out of the game. So
Yeah.
server must have went down while I was away from the computer. Oh, not the end of SEO.
There we go. Got the music back in. Got all that happiness there. And everybody can reconnect to the server. That was my sound test for me. You can ignore that. All right, can everybody hear me?
I can hear you.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. I'll let everybody get reconnected to the server. Reshare the map if everybody needs to. Out of curiosity, I'm looking over here. Did anybody create a new investigator node, or are we using the old ones? Or not using any at all, just so I know where to pull from.
I was working on one, but it got deleted when it restarted the server, so I gotta remake my note.
For shame. My apologies.
All good in the hood, homie.
His name's Tony, not homie.
Close enough.
As long as this, I mean, I've been called infidel, so anything short of that's pretty cool.
Who called you infidel?
Some people were shooting at me back in my military days.
It's fucking legit.
But that's okay. It was some of the last things they said, so. Just remember, kids, every hit's a critical hit with a Mark 14 automatic grenade launcher.
Tony!
Well, you'd still get a saving throw, wouldn't you?
I promise you, you do not. Yeah, oh yeah. Automatic grenade launcher. That was when I was, I think, 19, and it was the first and only time I've ever seen a sheep vaporized. That
So
person
you've
wasn't,
seen some shit.
and that person, and that sheep was dead. For the record, it wasn't torturing a living animal.
Oh,
For the record,
okay.
That's good to
Okay.
know. Good to know.
Yeah. I'll be sad.
it was used as a blockade in a road to stop things from going through, but nothing stops a grenade launcher. I'm waiting on Eddie, is why we're discussing such fun topic. Discord's being weird, but that's okay.
In what way?
It is obviously working because you can hear me, but it does. You ever have that Discord thing where it's like loading up and it's got the Discord symbol spinning? That's what it looks like right now.
I'm sure
That
that's
is
fine.
strange. That is strange.
It's just thinking.
Like I know it's working. Obviously you can hear me, but that's what it looks like on my screen. It's just spinning and spinning.
I guess it's loading, perhaps?
But if it was loading, I wouldn't be able to get on, right?
So, like updating, or yeah.
I've had that happen once or twice. I think it just eventually fixes itself. But if not, doesn't seem to be a problem right now.
No, not at all. Give Eddie a few more minutes. If anybody's curious, that's what the Mark 14 looks like. They're fun. Like we take them to the range where you get to play with them on like the controlled area. Because one grenade is fuck you, specifically. An automatic belt-fed grenade launcher is a fuck everybody in this general vicinity.
I'm back. Sorry.
Welcome back. We're talking about the grenade machine gun.
And seeing a sheep get vaporized.
I'm traumatized now.
A dead sheep. It's important.
Sorry, yes.
Because otherwise, that's just fucked up. You're being cruel to animals.
At first, I thought you said a Sikh, so I was like, whoa.
I mean, in fairness, the Sikh were on our side.
That was my understanding, but yeah.
The sheep, though, was not.
Is an enemy.
Let Eddie get fully back in. I'll reshare the map, and we will resume.
Man.
What was the wording that she used when we were given entry, saying that she could revoke it if we weren't following the rules or whatever?
You are being allowed entry on the presumption of good faith and good behavior, good intentions is the general message, but your allowed entry can be revoked at any time if you prove to be untrustworthy or not of good faith or disruptive. And I think you left before I told everybody, Eddie. I lifted the line of sight restrictions because there's really nothing to hide on these maps. And it gives you kind of a broader view of things.
Okay.
But you guys are free of your 4-wagon caravan, which entered the area off to your right, which is kind of a holding pen. And people start unloading it, and they're doing their job. And the rest of you are free to move about the city, should you so desire. Brennan Quall thanks you for your assistance, and having vouched for you and got you into the city, though he kind of gives Hazel a couple sideways glances. But he wishes you the best and he heads off to the general store to handle some business.
That guy's problem.
To, lie
Looking at
about
me
us
like
being
that.
Off-worlders.
I thought it would help us get in easier.
It
It
seems
did.
to have.
I don't think they suspected a thing.
But like he knows.
Well, he knows.
That's why he was giving you the look.
Oh.
I'm gonna turn back to the guard up on the top of the wall, the main one, and just go, the mayor's house is where Baron Jacob lives, right?
She nods and says, Baron Jacob lives in the center of town, and if you follow signs to the mayor's house, that is where you will find him.
Many thanks.
She gives you a nod of acknowledgement and goes back to talking to the guards.
While we are certainly here to do whatever we want, I suppose. Do some shopping, probably spend the night here. I would like to just remind us that we are here to try and find panes of the Opus, I guess.
Can you sense them?
No. I'm just simply saying that should be our main goal here. I doubt that the monasteries that were spoken of are in here, but they may be.
We could ask the Baron.
Am I wrong in my sense that we should be keeping the whole Opus information kind of tight to our chest, if you will?
I was kind of assuming that, yeah, it's kind of a bigger thing. Either more of like a legend, so some people might not even take it seriously, but I would still keep it close to the chest. You can ask about it.
But try and do so discreetly?
Yes. Don't mention that we have a piece. You hear in your head.
Certainly. Do we want to just walk around town and see what there is to see before we start walking in places, or do we want to more systematically work our way through, like start in this tavern right here?
I'm sticking with Nalka and Estrella. Or if they split, Estrella.
You want to be with Nalka? We can go together.
I was thinking securing lodgings was smart.
I'm gonna check out the general
Yes,
store
sir.
myself and just see, what provisions they've got. Just see if there's anything to stock up on.
So I think we're gonna go building by building.
All right.
Well, should we start with the tavern right here then?
They'd likely be the ones who give us lodging, so I guess so.
Mm-hmm.
So moving in, you notice that the tavern itself is busy, it's bustling, has several stone buildings. You can probably fit 2 side by side per square if tables can hold 9. So you could cram in there. As I said, the building's made of the brown stone with the purple marbling. The sour smell itself permeates this entire room. You notice that the bar that Hazel is near and is being run by a diminutive gnome who takes orders, while another gnome navigates to serve patrons from a tray of mugs filled with a green, sour-smelling liquid. There seems to be, the male gnome behind the bar and the female gnome handing out the drinks at the moment. You also notice there are a couple of patrons here in the tavern. There are a few of the Sayati warriors, the blue-skinned nomads. There is a number of other patrons around. You can't take them all in right as you guys walk in. So the question is, what do you want to do?
Want to secure lodgings for the night?
Mm-hmm.
So the male gnome behind the bar, as you guys kind of walk in, takes a look up at you, and he says, "Welcome to Mossbeard's Ale House. What can I get you?"
Do you have lodgings?
He gives a nod, and he tells you they do have lodgings. It's 2 rooms per 2 beds per room at a cost of 3 silver pieces per night. It includes breakfast and dinner.
Okay, so I guess well, how many rooms do you guys want to get? Do you want to get 2 rooms, 3 rooms?
I think we need 4, but we cut. Well, it depends, I guess. If somebody wants their own room or someone's willing to share.
I mean,
I wouldn't
prefer
mind
my own
sharing.
room.
I'm good either way.
It depends on if I'm spending the night alone, I guess.
That
Well, you
costs
just said
extra.
you wanted to. I
I'll
will
happily
bunk
share
with
with
a friend.
any number of people.
Whoa! Guys are just warping all over the place here.
So you need like 1, 2, 3. I think. Still think you need like 4 rooms, unless they said 2 beds in a room.
That is correct.
That
So
was
yeah, I
4.
think we still need 4.
Is it
That'll be
3
4 rooms.
silver? Is it 3 silver per room or 3 silver per bed?
Per bed.
All right.
All right.
We'll get 3 silver.
I was gonna say I can cover all of us.
That won't be needed, Estrella. I'll pay my 3 silver.
Yeah, same. Appreciate it though.
My 3 silver in.
Yes. Nalka pays their 3 silver.
Hazel also pays his 3 silver.
Oh, I was gonna pay for Hazel's, but okay, I'll pay my 3
whatever.
silver.
I can
I have lots
take
of
off
silver.
3 silver.
While we're all paying, I'll just I'll say to the tavern keep, is there anything interesting to do in the town here? Anything interesting to see?
Uh-oh, did we lose Tony?
He says,
Oh no.
"No, you did not." He says, "It depends on what you consider interesting."
Well, we're an eclectic group, but we appreciate things mundane to exciting to even folk-like. You know, the things as the others may deem of legend. You know, we can find that entertaining.
He says, "Not really. It's a fairly uneventful town. It's one of the goals of the town is to remain uneventful. So you will probably find that most people are attempting to mind their business and not be too disrupted by the necessities of life.
As he's having that conversation with the barkeep, I'm going to mentally talk to Hazel and just let him know. There's a Tengu and a gnome sitting in the corner. They're watching us, but they're trying not to be obvious about it.
Oh. Okay. Should we send Nalka over there?
That's exactly what I was thinking.
Do it.
Hey, Nalka.
Yes, what? Huh?
You see those two in the corner over there?
Yes.
You mind just like going over there? Just stand there menacingly, and I'll come over in a minute.
Okay. Nalka sidles on over to beside their table and just stands beside it menacingly.
If you give me just a second, I will get the tokens revealed. I'm removing the like red around them. That way they're
See.
not just. There
How
we go.
menacing is Nalka? Let's find out. Eh,
Not bad. Not bad.
not great, not terrible. Oh no, they're so small.
Oh no, we're becoming small. If I leave Nalka alone for like 10 seconds, are they saying anything or just staring at her or just staring at them? Sorry.
There we go. I had to get everybody adjusted so it didn't look like a clusterfuck. But after Nauka makes their way over, the Kingu and the gnome takes a look at you. You do notice that the Tengu is albino, white, pure white. And as they takes a look at you, as Nauka walks over, the Birdman makes a motion for Nauka to have a seat.
Nalka remains standing.
At that time, Hazel will come over and say, "Oh, sorry, excuse me for my friend here. What brings you guys here? What's the deal? What's going on? Can we help you?"
The Birdman speaks up and says, "You look to be off-worlders like us. You drew our attention. We are trying to get off this wretched planet, and we were hoping, if you are off-worlders, that you may know a way off this place."
Nope, we're not off-worlders. Are we off-worlders, Nelka?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Not here though. Anyways,
The Birdman says, "Oh, I must have misjudged. We are recovering here with a ale after a bad experience with bandits on the road."
that's very unfortunate. But as you said that you are looking for a way off-world, we are actually looking for a way off-world too. We've had enough of this place. We're ready for some adventure. So we are also looking for a way off-world.
Estrella's gonna talk to Hazel in his head again and
Yep.
just go, pretty sure these are the ones that Noel described.
The
Oh.
white Birdman says, "We are attempting to reach the monastery of St. Albert in Singwheel Canyon so that we may find a way off world. If you are also looking to find a way off world, we would probably have a better chance together."
You know, you're not wrong. Were these bandits that you ran into, did they happen to be of a wolfish nature?
He says there are actually numerous bandits we've seen and heard of. He makes kind of a nod towards the Sayati warriors there at that table. By the way, if you're looking to move your token to not be snapped to the grid, you can just hold control while you move it, and that way you can place it wherever you want.
Oh, that's cool.
Just be careful that you don't click on somebody else's token, because holding control would target the person you click on.
Yep.
Just a heads up there. They say there was some more bestial canine gnollish bandits as well, but we are recovering after a bad encounter, and so we are hoping to make our way to this canyon monastery in hopes of finding our way off world. If you are also headed that way, it's possible we may benefit from helping each other.
Can I tell if this guy's kind of on the up and up, or?
You can roll a sense motive check, and if you do any better than Techno, you might learn something.
Cool.
Otherwise called insight.
Also true,
I
depending on
caught
how
that.
old you are. Old school D&D, which is only like early 2000s. I mean, as far as you can tell, as far as you can tell, the female bird woman, I guess they put Birdman, but it's a female Birdman, whatever that is. And it says, it seems like everything it's saying is legit. It is having bad experiences with bandits. It seems to sincerely be open about being off-world and wanting to go back to being off-world, and it seems that it is telling the truth. Its destination is that monastery, so it can get off-world.
How did you get here, if you don't mind me asking? You say you're off-worlders, so how'd you come to be on this world?
We passed through what is known as the Red Gate. We were unfortunately tricked into coming through.
By whom? If you don't mind me asking.
This is unfortunately, we happened to work with a quite disreputable Mr. Sarlu's ploys, and we were supposed to be opening a box for him, and when we were unable to open the box many months ago, we were trapped and surrounded, giving us a choice to accept his punishment or go through the gate, which we assumed would just be another way of killing us. And we are still unsure if that is true or not, because we did not die that day to Mr. Sarlu's minty tentacled butler or whatever he is, but yet we find ourselves here, so we may indeed end up dying either way.
Well, let me talk to my companions, and we'll confer and get back to you, if you don't mind.
The bird woman kind of pats its hands at the air and says, "No hurry. We are just starting to feel ourselves again after our trek through the wastes to this at least secure location." And it raises up a mug of the sour-smelling ale.
All right, Knuckle, let's go back to the group for a second.
Nalka sidles off.
Menacingly.
I want to take a long way around, and I'm gonna cast detect thoughts with my telepathic ability, which costs no spell slot or components. And I want to kind of get a read on both the bird woman's mind, and just surface thoughts of the bird woman, the gnome, and these barbarian Sayandi warriors here.
All right. The feature telepathic. And that is the one you took the feat with?
Yep.
Alrighty. So you focus on the two in the corner and then the barbarians, correct?
Yep.
Do remind me, did you read the thoughts of the barbarians in Fort Buckle?
Yeah, I can't remember if I did or if Arthanis did.
I don't recall either. But let's work on the assumption that you guys shared that information. We'll start with the barbarians. So the
Yep.
barbarians are familiar, and that is because they're the exact same barbarians.
Oh, I could not tell. I'm racist.
You know, that is, if you zoom in really close, you can see what they look like in the tokens.
I thought they were blue before.
They are.
No. Okay.
They are blue before and they are blue now, but their thoughts are primarily on scouting, taking a look, observing guard numbers, guard patrols, things of that nature. The surface thoughts of the bird woman and the gnome are very hopeful that having met you, they may find a way off this godforsaken planet.
Okay, cool. So they seem legit. I might risk it and try to pry it. No, but hold on. Let me double check this wording. They know that I'm probing.
Most people do.
Just smile and keep going.
Just depends on how much alcohol you've had.
Yeah.
And how much lube you use.
Oh no.
Oh, I almost want to risk it. Nope, I'll talk to the group first. So, yeah, those guys in the corner who have been staring at us think we're off-worlders, which I corrected them into saying that we're not. Wink, wink. But they also are trying to find a way off planet, and apparently they were tricked by our employer, Sarlu.
Oh.
And those other barbarians in the corner are the exact same ones from Fort Buckle.
You get
So
around
whatever.
quick.
How?
Yeah. So they're scouting here as well. So that can't be good.
No.
They're definitely Oh, did we ever hear back from your Raven? I guess it'd take a while to fly back there. Estrella.
Yeah, I haven't heard back from it yet.
Yeah. I'm debating probing into their mind, but it might cause trouble. Just to see what they're actually, if they're planning on attacking, or if they're just here for scouting purposes only. But would we like to help out the Birdman and Gnome, or Birdwoman and Gnome? Sorry.
Say that again.
Oh, I was talking to the group about it,
I mean,
asking if we want to help.
That aren't they the ones that attacked the causeway?
the
I thought they're
no.
the ones who attacked the gnolls,
The
right?
Knoll claimed that they were tricked by the Birdman and the Gnome
Dude,
assassin.
To be fair, we also attacked the causeway. A different causeway.
A different causeway. It kind of just sounds like they're desperate.
I mean, I'm all for helping them. I mean, I don't have a soft spot for gnolls or anything, but I'm also not against, you know, taking them down if they turn on us.
To be
Either
fair,
way
the
would be-
last time we tried helping someone, they pulled a thermal detonator on us, so.
Yeah, but that was a gnoll.
I
And-
wouldn't go as far as to say you were helping anyone.
No,
Okay, point taken.
and it was a gnoll, and gnolls are known to be kind of bad guys. So
yes.
no, Nelka,
Yes.
no.
Why not? The more the merrier.
As long as they're not planning on attacking us, can't see it being a bad thing.
It's interesting. We should almost try and interact with barbarians too. I'm just thinking we found one piece of the opus, like randomly in the cave that the monster there had, right? Like, if there's multiple pieces to this opus, the bird guy and the gnome could have one, the barbarians could have another. We're gonna need them all in the end.
Agreed. Should we send? We sent Nelka over there last time. Should we send them back? Say hi. Didn't we see you at the Fort Buckle?
I can try, but I don't think they were very friendly last time.
I don't think they really responded to you last time. Yeah. I can try probing, but it might cause trouble. Just warning you guys now.
I wouldn't do that.
Okay.
I mean, they seem to
Yawning
be
to shoot.
the people of the land here. Do you want me to just go over and talk to them about the land and see if I can just convince them to start opening up and talking to us?
Sure.
You could. Just don't probe them.
Oh, no, I don't do that.
I could make them. I could suggest that they tell us everything that they're doing and all their plans, and do it very, very subtly.
I mean,
Well, you are very
And if it
convincing.
fails,
If the suggestion spell fails,
mhm.
I don't know if they know that I cast it. Let me check.
I do also have charm person.
Yeah, but I can do it like I can cast it with like subtle spell, so it doesn't like they won't notice that I actually cast it. I think it just doesn't do the thing that I tell it to do if it fails. Doesn't say.
If you cast a spell on somebody and you try to charm them and you fail, are you talking charm or?
Yeah, suggestion's technically a charm.
Yes. If you try to charm someone and they succeed on the saving throw, they resist and know that you attempted to charm them.
So I'm not
Okay.
going to do that.
Even if I subtly casted it?
That is correct. They're
Okay.
not aware of that you're casting a spell ahead of time
Yep.
because the subtle spell. But yeah, if you try to take control of someone's mind and they resist it, they are aware of it. They may not
And that-
necessarily know who did it, but they know someone tried to charm them.
Okay. But
That's
if I
what
was
the subtle spell gives you.
but if I was successful, they don't necessarily know it right away until the spell ends? Or how does that kind of work?
It depends on the circumstance. Say you're standing in a room alone with somebody and you try to charm them, they don't know they're charmed when they're charmed.
Yeah.
But also, they're not alone. Someone shakes them or like that type of thing. They will be assisted in learning.
Fair. Okay. So it's a risk either way. Okay.
I mean, I would just say that we don't do that.
Fair.
Okay, so sorry. I can go over. I'll talk to them about the land. Ask some questions, try and gain their trust. And then what is it that you wanted to find out? Why they're here?
Yeah, they just seem to be scouting all these areas, so I want to know if they're kind of planning on an invasion for here as well. But if you just talk to them, I can try and gather surface thoughts that come up. So
Okay. I'll make my way over.
we can try that first.
All right, you make your way over, and they.
Before I even approach the table, I'll just kind of wave and go, hi, am I bothering you?
So the Siati look up at you as you are approaching, and they are staring at you, and you ask if they're bothering you, and they continue to simply stare at you. They don't say anything specifically or acknowledge that you're talking to them.
What about the surface thoughts if I kind of pry into that? Well, not prying, but surface thoughts.
So not prying, you notice that the surface thoughts they recognize that you are the same people they've seen before, and trying to think how to phrase it. They consider you. They're aware of your group. They recognize you're traveling, and they consider you to be a potential threat. The group, not hostility, but potential threat. That's the
Sure.
only surface thought you get. You're not sure exactly to what degree, things like that.
Yep. Okay.
Okay, so first of all, I'm hoping that you understand me. Second, I feel like I recognize you guys from Fort Buckle, so that's a good thing. Seeing familiar faces is nice. You guys are familiar with the land. You guys are maybe not druids per se, but people who live off the land here. I notice this area is different than the rest. Is that normal or is that unusual?
They continue to stare at you and not comment. Then their surface thoughts are essentially the same. They recognize you. They recognize that they've seen you before, and they are trying to determine if you're a threat to them. And they're leaning towards yes because of the fact that you now recognize them. The main change in their thoughts being that you are acknowledging that you recognize them, and they're seeing that to be a slight increase in the chance that you're a threat to them. But they don't outwardly respond to anything.
I mean, I'll take your silence as, I guess, confirmation that you might not fully understand what I'm saying. When I was in Fort Buckle, well, okay, so hold on. I'm hoping that you do understand me, so I'm just gonna keep talking. I'm sorry if that's bothering you, but I really have some questions, and I feel like you guys are the best people to talk to about it. So, here I go. Okay, so Where do I start? Ah, yes, Fort Buckle. Okay, so when we were in Fort Buckle, I attempted to fix the land, and when I did, I used my magic to try and revitalize the plants and the plant life there. But it didn't work. Oh, okay.
So they stand up when you keep talking, and they walk out as a group.
Okay, thanks, bye! I don't think that went as well as I had hoped.
Her
I-
next plan was to start interpretive dance.
Well, it did go better than it could have gone. It could have gone downhill really fast.
It's true, I did not start a bar fight.
Did.
Can't say that for any of the other bars I've been in, but you know.
So I suppose the question is, did they find us to be a potential threat just because they're defensive? Or are they thinking that we're a potential threat because they are too looking for pieces of the opus?
I mean, I think that they just think that we're a threat because we're people that they don't know. Outsiders, if you will. But not off-worlders, and I wink at Hazel.
Yeah.
So, on that note, are we going to agree to work with the Kenku and the gnome?
I think we say yes.
I mean, I don't see an immediate problem.
But again, we turn on them if they start being hostile with us.
Agreed.
Techno?
Fair enough. You have a few
Technically-
hours before sundown. Is there any? Sorry about that.
No worries, just double checking Techno. Kazu, you guys are good with this as well?
I guess so.
Are you still on the table? What are you doing up there?
I just wanted to feel tall.
You are immensely tall, my friend.
Did we need to talk to the Baron at all?
I would like to, if at all possible. I want to know why this area is flourishing while the rest of the planet is not. And I know that we went east, but or west. I'm not entirely sure which direction we were at this point, Tony. But I know in the other direction is where I felt the dark magic pulling at mine.
Yeah.
So you've been traveling to the west.
So out to the east is where the I'm pretty sure we went the opposite direction.
Yeah, I
Correct.
think that-
Out to
yep.
the east, and the north has been pretty barren. But to the east, about 2 days is where you felt the taint that was fighting back against your
Yeah.
healing magic. So you do have a few hours before sundown. I'll let you guys decide whether you want to do anything else in town.
Let's hit the general store, Techno. You want to go there, right? Well, we'll hit the general store one way or another.
Yep.
And I guess Hazel, if you want to lock in your deal with the Kenku and the gnome, go for it. And then perhaps after all that, then we'll go check in with the Baron.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll basically just convey to the bird woman and gnome that we're gonna be staying here for at least the day to finish up some stuff, and then, but we'll take them up on their offer to go to the monastery after we're done here.
They both raise a glass to you and are also intending to stay for the night at least. I was letting you know, Techno. Arthanis was chatting at you. I didn't know if you had talked back.
No, I'm sorry, no. What did you say, Arthanis?
Well, just confirming you wanted to go to the grocery store.
Oh yeah, I'll go ahead and I'll head on out. No, I was distracted by something else here. I'm sorry. Something on my end.
I'm gonna go to the store as well.
Oh, yeah, I think
Check
assume
out
we
the
all could go.
store.
Is there just one store in town? The general store?
One general store for the things that you guys are looking to buy. I mean, there's markets and people selling moss and assorted foodstuffs, but for the things you guys are probably buying, yes.
Yeah, I'm just checking to see if there's like anything that we might be able to use. Like just, I mean, I know like Kazu's got some stuff to brew up like possible health potions, but just anything that we could do to restock our supplies, health potions that, or maybe even ingredients for Kazu to use to,
You don't need to move your tokens per se, but the general store is over here.
Right.
So my only question is, who is going?
How's it going?
Yeah.
I'm going. I think most
Everyone.
of us are going.
Yeah, it's funny if like 8 people show up out all at once.
Fair.
We're all going.
Kick the door open.
As we leave, Estrella will just like wave to the guy in the corner here.
Yeah, I was kind of like wondering what his deal was.
He watches you and gives a slight nod, but not quite a wave. As you enter the general store, it's labeled Krebin's General Store. And as you open it, you are greeted with a variety of tools and equipment, gear, adventuring gear, foodstuffs, some weapons here and there, some pieces of armor. But the entire place is in complete disarray. Not that it's been damaged in a fight as much as everything's been placed haphazardly.
That's just totally
There's
unorganized. Okay.
There's shelves, things like that, and none of it is organized by type or anything like that. It's more like the first thing that was picked up was placed at the closest available slot, and the second thing that was picked up was placed right next to it. And so it's scattered across tables and shelves, and it's cramped. You know, you find a chainmail coif laying on top of a studded leather gauntlet bracer on top of a hide armor chest piece, all stacked together. So you're reasonably sure you could probably put together a suit of chainmail. It would probably take you a while, but in the midst of all this chaos, you see a female halfling sitting at a table covered in papers and ledgers, and she has those papers and ledgers shoveled off to the side as she is actually reading a novel. When you make your way in, the door opens and she looks up, puts a piece of paper in her novel and closes it and says, "Welcome. How can I help you?"
It's an
I need.
urge to scream at the disorganization.
How
Go
much are? Oh, sorry. How much are your health potions?
She says, "How many health potions are you looking for? How many have you found?"
How many do you have, and how much are they?
They are 50 gold each.
What about
I'm not sure how
potions
many.
greater healing?
She shakes her head. She says, I don't have any of those. Those are a little too expensive for us to carry. They're quite rare. I can try to find how many healing potions I have, or if you'd like, you could find how many there are. And
Okay. Do you sell any flowers? I like flowers. I want to make flower crowns for my friends.
I do not. I don't really deal in living merchandise, but you could get some moss at one of the farms nearby.
Moss doesn't really make good flower crowns for friends.
Not with that attitude, it doesn't.
Estrella's just gonna find a random pile of something, shove her hand in it, and pull something out.
So Estrella walks over, shoves her hand in, and comes out with a spyglass.
Ooh, what's this?
The halfling woman says that is a spyglass. It is helpful for scouting and looking into the distance. Not super useful. I bought it off of a dwarf who was passing through, an off-worlder. And he says it's very reliable. It was very expensive. I was wondering where that was. It's one of my more expensive items.
Is it magical?
Not that I know of, but he assured me it was intricately made with mirrors and glass and so forth.
Shoot, look what I found. And I'll just like thrust it at Kashu and just go, this is cool, and walk away and find another pile and shove my hand in it again.
Does the spyglass work?
It does. It is actually really well made. It's detailed, and not only like the brass inlays, it's actually been chiseled with actual artistic spirals and designs of an artistic nature. Nothing like writing wise or language, but I mean it's quite nice.
I'll hand it to the shopkeep. You might want to put that somewhere special.
She takes it and gives you a nod of thanks and sets it on the desk with all her papers. And you come out with a rolled up satchel that kind of rolls from one end to the other that turns out to be a set of smith's tools.
Anybody here do smithing? Smithing? Is that a word?
I mean, I already got a pair of Smith's tools, I think.
I can tinker a bit, but not smith, really.
I'll roll it back up, stick it on top of the pile, and stick my hand in again. This is the last time I'll do this
Oh
in
wait, I
Tortuga
got
Tales.
thieves' tools. I mean, but I could also I can also make my own tools. I think
Correct.
I don't actually need.
You are not torturing me by any means, but you reach in and come out with a set of what appear to be cleric's vestments, and across the top is a strange font styling, and it reads in some form of common, "All glory to Saint Cuthbert."
Hold it up and I'll look at the halfling and go, who's St. Cuthbert? I think he's missing a shirt.
She shrugs and says, I bought that from a human who had decided that his faith had betrayed him, and he sold me his religious paraphernalia.
Do I know who St. Cuthbert is?
You do not.
No.
You're reasonably sure it's a saint.
And his name is Cuthbert.
That's the going theory.
And all glory to him.
I know a Steve Cuthbert.
St. Cuthbert. Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't think it's the same guy. He's not. He's definitely not a saint.
No, that's
Good shopkeep. Would you have anything in terms of reading materials or panes of glass with intricate designs on them?
She says, I don't think so. I can search for you. If you have an idea of what you need, you are absolutely more than welcome to let me know. Just kind of make a list, and I will be able to find it and maybe come back tomorrow and I'll put it together.
Part of what we're doing in looking for many new things is we're looking for pieces of various different opus. Opie? Not sure if there's a plural for that. But we've come to understand that some of the opus in this area are made of these seemingly glass panes. So,
Do you show her the one you have?
fuck no.
Keep that shit close to the chest.
She says, I don't know what that is. The way you're describing it, I've never heard of it, but I've also not traveled very far. My father ran this store, and now I run this store. I think my grandfather ran this store. Baron Jacob traveled the wastes. He may have seen it. He seems to be the more knowledgeable of people in town. Possibly Mossbeard's Ale House might have some people that come and go. I don't know. I definitely don't have anything like that.
Nothing about the opus eterna.
I've never heard of that.
Fair enough. No, we were thinking about going and talking to the Baron. So, is there anything we can do to help you out?
No. Not unless you want to buy something.
straight grab something off the shelf.
Anything specific?
Something fucking random, Tony.
You grab a dice set.
Ooh. How much for these?
She looks over at the dice and says, 1 silver piece.
Done.
Yeah, at this point, Techno's not even looking for anything in particular. He's just so completely just like, I don't know how to describe this. It's like
OCD?
yeah, he's just so OCD by just the complete lack of organization that he's just like over there. Why would you put the breads next to the grains?
Unfortunately, Estrella has been following him around, picking things up, looking at everything that he's been moving, thinking that maybe they were important, and then putting them down not where she's found them, so it's just like undoing everything he's been doing.
And Kazu's just been running around looking for potions.
Buddy's like, so does moss make good flower crowns for enemies? Huh. Not to think on that one.
So how about this? As we approach the end of the game, why don't those of you who want to buy something take a look over this next week and make me a list of the things you want, and we will set it up so that you can buy it if she's got it, and we will start next game with you guys getting the stuff.
Can I sell stuff to her too?
Absolutely, she buys most non-magical pieces of equipment. You can show it to her, she'll pay you, and then toss it on the pile.
Excellent. Australia's probably got enough shit to sell her that would start a new pile.
Fair enough. If you want to make a list of the things you want to sell, that works too.
Don't forget
What?
not to sell stuff that you're holding for the party sheet.
Hmm.
But that is all I have for you this week. I am not 100% sure if we will have a game next week due to some obligations I have, but I'm not sure yet. I will let you know as soon as I know. But again, feel free to go through the adventuring gear, non-magical, with the exception of things that appear in the standard player's handbook, such as a spell book or a potion of healing. And we will finish the purchasing and most likely, as I understand your intent, talk to Baron Jacob next
Yes,
time.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Have a good
Works
week.
for me.
Good to meet
Good
you.
game,
See you.
guys.
Good
Good
game.
to see you, everyone.
Good game.
Wondrous week to you all.
And you
Indeed.
as well.
And
I'm going to
to you
step
as
away
well.
for a minute, use the restroom. I'll be right back.
Same. I'm gonna go up to the game chat and I'll.
Nice. Good night.
Yeah. Good night.
Take care, everyone.
Good night.
Yeah.
Bye.